What's up, everybody? Marvel the Cross 316, and I want to do a how I organize my comic books. I want to just show y'all how I organize my comic books. First off, I want to show y'all my little shelf right here, this little thing right here. Keep some of my books on here. It's like a display. I display some of my good issues. There's Secret Wars #1. And there's The Thing #1. We got X-Men #1, and got Kazar over there. Just like, you know, I got some comic books to stack them up. Pretty much this top row right here is my #1 issues, maybe some keys I have mixed up, and then I got some action figures. I got the Young Avengers Hulk standing right there. Good old Spidey just sitting there acting cool. We got good old Professor Xavier. Say hi, Professor. He doesn't talk much. Then we have Magneto. We got Iron Man, and then 3PO right there, little 3PO. And you know, a lot of people think that I have a humongous collection. I probably got there's some comic books right there, and then there's some comic books right there. And all in all, I don't know how many comic books I have. I probably got close to maybe 300, maybe 350. I'm not sure. I've never counted how many I have. And like I just use this shelf to stack some of my comic books, as I can see. And there's Injustice: Gods Among Us, the video game. I love that video game right there. I just, you know, this is all randomized, kind of, and there's my yearbook from last year to just keep them in a good position to not topple over. I used to have this whole shelf just covered up. And then right here, that little white box is some of my drawings, and then I got this Mitt Romney mask I wore for Halloween a couple years back. Right, I think it was 2012. I showed up as Mitt Romney, and I got a lot of responses from that. It was funny though, people's reactions. But nothing less. Let's get started on this comic book organization that I do, and I do mine totally weird. Y'all probably think, what in the world is he thinking? Well, I know a lot of people do their comic book collections in alphabetical order, but for me, I like doing my comic book collection in a weird way, as in a lot of collectors, you know, they always put these I'll just go through some of my comic books, like for instance, see right there, it's November. It says November on the cover. Well, when I first started out comic book collecting for the first time, and my collection started to grow, I mean, I got all kinds of things in here. Spider-Man, The Thing, all kinds of stuff in here. When I first started out collecting comic books, I wanted to do something different. So I started out by putting them in months. So every comic book, like from here to here, is in November. We got December, and then some January in the back. And we got my yearbook to hold them up. But like, I started out with, like, this month is November, okay? Not November. What am I thinking? This month is August. It's August. What am I thinking? I'm thinking ahead of myself. This month is August, so I did that, but, you know, I got kind of boring just reading August books, so I wanted to mix it up a little bit and do some November. So every book that I'm reading this month has the November like month on it. Like for instance, see, it says November. And where did I get this idea from, you ask? Well, let me go over to my other box, and as you can see, this is in a Bojangles box, and some of y'all are freaking out. How could you put your comic book collection in a chicken box? For goodness sakes, man. Well, look, I don't have any long boxes, okay? This is the only 2 boxes I have, and excuse me for that backpack of mine. That's for college. I'm starting in 2 days. Can't wait for that. But I was like reading some of my books. I got some great ones in here. And let me try to find the comic book that I was searching for. Let's see. I mean, this is all from January to March. Let's see. Some great stuff. Amazing Spider-Man, the Hulk, Fantastic Four, the Avengers, Amazing Spider-Man, all kinds of good goodies in here. Let's see. There's X-Men, Captain Victory. That was drawn by Jack Kirby right there. Some great stuff. Alright, here it is right here. Okay, this is a March issue right here. As you can see right, let's see. See right there? March. And I was reading this comic book and I was like, what in the world? Why in the world does it say Christmas issue, special Christmas issue? If this book came out in March of 1982, then why in the world did this, I mean, why is the story Christmas? So this is what my idea came from. I put March as December. So when I start reading out of this box, I'll be reading these comic books in the month of December. So like on December, in the month of December, I'll be reading the March issues. Because for me, I believe these issues came out in December. When Marvel published these issues, they put March on them, even though it came out in December. And I don't know if that was true or not. And I would like to have everybody's professional opinion on that. Like in December of 1982, did the comic books on the covers, did they have March on them? And then maybe January it was April. Because that's how all of my collection is. I have from for this month, November represents August, and for March, for December it represents March. It's kind of confusing. It's just all confusing, but this is just the way I like to organize my comic books. And I thought this Bojangles box would be a good place to put my comic books. We had just eaten some chicken. I knew that it had some grease in it, but I cleaned it all out, scrubbed it, made sure all the grease was out. And y'all probably just shaking your heads right now, but please. I don't have any long boxes, and I really don't even know where to get them. For me, I've really been collecting for the past 2 years. This is when I've really been starting collecting, is the last 2 years or so. And I just really enjoyed it. Like when I really started collecting 2 years ago, my collection's just really grown in heights. I probably collected about close to 100 books this year, just in this year. And I've really enjoyed it. But I would love to know just how y'all collect your comic books. I would love to have some tips from professionals. Just like I want some tips, because I really like to know. I know a lot of my collection, like in this box, it's bagged and board, and I like that. But some of them don't even have bags and boards. And I would like to know which website would be the best website to get bag and boards, because I don't even think my shop sells bags and boards. So I got about 100 comic books that I really need to bag and board, and I would love to know where y'all get your comic book bags and boards. But this is just a chunk of my comic book collection. Say bye, Spidey. He doesn't like to talk either, I guess. But everybody, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.